Hello there, welcome to the newspaper review here on Top TV. My name is William Sabule, and today is the 29th day of August 2023, and it's a very beautiful Monday here from the city of Port Harcourt, River State. That's where we're reaching you live. And if this is the first time you're seeing this video, you are in the right place and at the right time. Do well to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button, and don't also forget to turn on your notification. That's how you'll get notified whenever we come up with a new episode of the newspaper review. That is what you're watching now. And you can also be a part of this. Don't forget, you can drop your comments and your reactions on the comment section after you get to hear the headlines. And with me here on the program to do these headlines, I have with me on my left here super heavyweight power, our current affairs analyst here on Top TV, Mr. Victor Sioku.
Thank you, sir.
And I have with me here a business mogul, Mr. Arinze Unwosika. You're welcome to the program. And together we're going to be doing the analysis of the headlines. And don't forget to also be a part of it by dropping your comments and your reactions on the comment sections. All right, I'll begin by going straight to taking the headlines from the newspapers today. And we'll begin with this day newspaper for today, the 29th day. But before I do that, I want to ask both of you, how was your weekend? I mean, we had the 2 million man Labour Party march here in River State, and it was something else. What was your experiences? Let me start with you, Mr. Victor.
Okay, I had a fun weekend. Football did a whole lot of things. Then there was a Port Harcourt award night.
Yeah.
Okay, and I really had fun out there yesterday.
That's interesting. How about you, sir?
Yeah, it was great. The medium match turned out something else in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
It actually became like a rally, and apart from the rally, weekend was fun.
Yeah.
You had football, you had a Big Brother, and so many side attractions.
Interesting, very interesting one. All right, I'm glad that both of you had a good weekend. All right, let's go into the headlines. I'll start with this day newspaper, and on the top part of that paper here, we see CBN, diaspora remittances. Diaspora remittances through Naira $4 scheme hits $2.4 billion in 8 months. All right, you need to get details of that. Make sure you pick up a copy of this day newspaper. Then moving on, we move downwards. It says here, Sanwo-Olu, with right choices in 2023, we can create tomorrow to be proud of. Says little things dividing Nigerians can also unite them. Urges youths to take charge of their future. All right, pick up a copy of This Day. That's where you get details. And as the major headline on This Day newspaper here, we see how Tinubu's zero commitment at London meeting forced Wike back to Atiku. Engagement between PDP presidential candidate, Rivers governor face saving. Obasanjo denies supporting any candidate, plans to disclose own agenda soon. Shekarau joins main opposition party today. That's a very interesting one there. All right, we'll move on to the Guardian newspaper. And on the Guardian newspaper here, we see from the top part, it says, NDTC, don't set Niger Delta on fire. South-South elders warn Malami. That story is on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. Also there, we see South Middle Belt Group asks federal government to shelve 2023 census. ASU accuses education minister of aggression. Details you'll find on page 28 of the Guardian newspaper. We also see here, Institute of Directors task Southeast governors on insecurity/economy. That you find on page 27 of the Guardian newspaper. And as a major headline on the Guardian, we see here, Obasanjo meets Abdul Salami, IBB, to unveil 2023 agenda soon. Obasanjo, I have national agenda, not special candidate. Atiku to receive Shekarau, order defectors into PDP in Kano today. George insists PDP must correct lopsidedness against South before election. NEF, scribe berates political class for meeting abroad over nation's woes. NNPP will shock Nigerians, says Kwankwa. So that's all the headline you find on the Guardian newspaper. So do well to pick up a copy and read the details of that story. Moving on, we'll go to News Direct. Well, we changed the pattern today, so I'm taking all the headlines so that my guests here will go ahead and contribute on any of the interesting headlines we have here. All right, but we'll go next to Nigerian News Direct. And on Nigerian News Direct, we have here 14.6 billion naira national carrier operation not feasible. Stakeholders. Alter figures outrageous, unrealistic. Chief of Naval Staff, speaking there. All right, moving on. As the major headline here, we see 5.8 billion naira electricity debt. Stakeholders kick over sustenance of electricity supply to Togo, Niger, Benin Republic. Details is on page 22 of the Nigerian News Direct. At the bottom part there on Nigerian News Direct, we see Pantami excited with unprecedented 18.44% highest ever ICT contribution to Nigeria's GDP. We also see here, back to school, EcoBank Nigeria unveils special scheme on loans. All right, we'll move on to the last paper for today, and that will be the Vanguard for today, the 29th day of August, 2022. We see here, Rabi Ukwankwaso, we can make Nigeria better by blocking wastages. All right, we need to get details of that on page 14 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also see here as a major headline, PDP crisis. Atiku at wit's end as Ayu, Wike digging. Ayu may resist stepping down, PDP, source. Atiku having sleepless nights over Wike's demands, interest around ex-VP, not disposed to request. All right, chairman not appointed, but elected. Ally, why Wike should support Obi, Sean Atiku, Tinubu, Rivers non-indigents speak. All right, that story you find on page 5 of Vanguard newspaper. At the bottom part of the Vanguard here, we see our national agenda for country, not special candidate for 2023. Obasanjo speaking there. Details is on page 4 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also see here, trouble looms in NICOM over purchase of 4 billion naira uncompleted office building. Details is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. And then 2023 presidency, not by allocation to any zone. NNPP speaking. Details is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. All right, that's all the papers, the headlines we'll be taking this morning. All right, but there are more headlines, but let's just, stop here for today. We'll come back to discussing the headlines, but that will be right after this break. You stay tuned and join us at the conversation. Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
Welcome back from that short break, and we're back with the conversations here. So I'm going to just leave it open to the both of you. What do you make of the this day headline? We have Tinubu's story there. It says zero commitment at London meeting, first Wike back to Atiku, and a whole lot of other stories. We could start with you, Mr. Renze. Let's start with you.
Okay, thank you, William.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of this newspaper review, actually.
And nice to finally have you here.
It's something that keeps me busy every morning.
Yeah.
And I must tell you the truth, it's a good job, and we need to keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that.
It's a pleasure having you.
Okay, on this,
Yes.
we all know that Wike is a force to reckon with,
Yes.
and he has limited time to make the right decision, and whatever decision he's going to make is going to affect whatever he's going to get in 2023. And you and I know that Nigeria is no longer a party thing. It has a lot to do with the candidates, it has a lot to do with the supporters, it has a lot to do with the so-called structure.
Yeah.
And Wike is a force to reckon with, so he needs to be sure that, one, his future is secured, two, the future of his candidates, his own people, are equally secure.
Yes.
So these are the angle he's going to, and it's something he needs to take time to work on. He needs to really look at it. He needs to be sure that he's going to get a real commitment from any candidate that is going to give his support. He will throw his support behind whoever that gives him that commitment. So I'm sure they must have some things and some discussions going on. It wasn't really giving us the details. So let's keep watching and let the thing unfold.
Mr. Victor, will you say Wike is desperate?
No. I don't want to go to that line, okay? But I think just like Mr. Rinze mentioned, he needs a very proper commitment.
Exactly.
And coming from a state that we still have APC here in this state,
Yeah, of course.
okay? Will they now bamboozle their fans so that come on, I call them fans, supporters, so that Wike can now come and take care of their house. Okay, and you know, Wike cannot be playing second fiddle in APC, River State APC. He wants to be the boss. He wants to be the person that will command everything that is happening, or let's say a huge percentage of anything happening in the state. Then you ask, will the Amechi faction be able to work with Wike? Mr. Rinse, did you get that?
That's
Yes.
a difficult one.
Because they've all been in the same party before. Wike and Amechi have been in PDP
And they
before.
formed the boss.
Yes.
So it's a difficult one.
In Rivers State, they've been at the peak of the party. So how is that going to play out for both of them? So you see why the story of Wike moving to the APC or trying to get something out of Tinubu is somehow, even though they've had one or two meetings.
And if you take your mind back, you cast your mind back to 2013, if you remember what happened in this state,
Yes,
the time of the legislature, they were having issues. Remember when some party members, some PDP members went to get the maize.
Yeah, that
The
fight.
APC member, rather,
That fight
they went
at
to
the
get
Rivers
the
State
maize
Assembly,
that
yeah.
the Rivers State Assembly was shut down. So bringing Wike and the Amechi faction together, man, there will be serious. Well, I'll call it anarchy in the
Yeah.
state.
No, it can't work. It can't work.
Yes, I agree.
So
It can't work.
it's just like mixing water and oil together.
No,
My
it
brother.
can't. It will be very difficult. However, they have their own political structure to protect. And at this point, we all know that APC, the presidential candidate of APC, Tinubu, still does not have the full support of members of APC. There is equally an internal fracture.
Yes.
But Wike equally needs to play a very careful game because he equally has a candidate that he wants to deliver in gubernatorial election.
In Rivers State,
So he doesn't want to play the role where people see him that, Wike has moved to APC or he's now supporting Tinubu and his candidate ends up losing the election.
Yeah.
So that's very, very important and he needs to watch it. And there's something about politics. Even when we're in university, it happens. Election, you can never win an election till after the election. Your supporters can move to the next opponent 5 minutes to the election. And that's why you must continue to be careful till you deliver. That's
so
very
true.
important. We've done
So
that
true.
in the University of
So
the
true. And that's why the PDP is very wary of what Wike's activities have been recently.
Exactly.
He has been doing anti-party activities, but nobody has been able to come out openly to say, okay, Wike is being anti-party because of his, his caliber in the party. They understand Wike's, power here in the South. So they are being careful with him. That lollipop thing, I will never stop referring to it. Ruben Abati couldn't have described that scenario better than he did.
Exactly.
For that, but me, I keep saying that PDP must give Wike, that baby boy, that lollipop. If they don't give him, he has already shown them that if you don't give me this lollipop, I'll pack all my goodies and give to people that don't mean anything to me, just to spite you. And so, hence the whole move, Atiku and all the meetings.
But I still think maybe, just maybe, Atiku has given Wike the lollipop over the weekend when they had their meeting in the UK. When Atiku left Nigeria to the UK for the first time to go and meet Wike. So it's highly possible. Yes, it's highly possible. It's highly possible that it has happened. Okay, but let's just watch the days.
Yes, as the days goes by, we'll begin to see clearly what's happening in the house of PDP. All right, we'll move on to the next paper, which is the Vanguard. And on the Vanguard here, let me just do a small review again. We saw Obasanjo meeting with Abdulsalam, IBB, to unveil a 2023 agenda soon. And he also said, I have national agenda, not special candidate, and all of that. What do you think Obasanjo is up to?
Of course, we know that Obasanjo is an elder statesman. At his age, he can do whatever he wants to do. He's only having fun.
He has done it all.
He has done it all. He has seen it all. He has gained it all. He has achieved it all. So Obasanjo is equally a force to reckon with.
He is.
And at this point, I think Obasanjo has a good agenda for Nigeria. His own assumed good agenda. I want to use that word. Because going by whatever he's doing, he's trying to play a game of, I've been the president of this country. I want this country to be better. I want to build this country. I don't want this country to collapse. We have just Nigeria. So that's what I keep seeing and in his footsteps.
Yeah.
However, we're going to watch and see what they are going to come out with. Because this is an open-ended statement. We still don't know the person he's throwing the full weight behind.
But do you think, I still do not think that he will mention a candidate. He might use the umbrella that he wants somebody to do this and this for Nigeria. Somebody that can do this and this for Nigeria than coming out with a name. I strongly believe that. Okay.
Because he understands the gravity of coming out with a name. Because it will lead to some kind of, I would say, some national anarchy, sort of, because of his position at the moment. Being an elder statesman, it is just wisdom for him to conceal it the way he's doing, but actually in the in all those meetings he's having, I'm sure he's clearly stating it out to his colleagues, his former colleagues like Salami and IBB. These are past presidents that I believe that by now should shelve their personal interests and look towards, you know, the national interest, as it were. If they are really men of wisdom at their age, they should be thinking of how the nation that they governed. Yes, I mean, for Christ's sake, if this nation failed today, they are part of the people that we will blame, because, I mean, they are there, they watched it fall. So they at this point, they should be on their feet, going around like Obasanjo is doing. I feel they should even be doing exactly what he should be doing and shelve all this ethnic interest and all of those things, and go ahead to look at the national interest. Nigeria is on the verge of collapsing.
Okay, please, can I mention my prediction? Okay, now, I strongly think that Obasanjo will go for a Southeastern president.
Of course.
Reason: he's been a president under the Yoruba umbrella.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, he handed over to a Northerner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so for equity and fairness,
he may want to
move it to the Southeast. And mind you, he was a strong supporter of the Goodluck administration.
He was, yeah.
Meaning that power has also gone to the South. So power has gone to the Niger Deltans, it has gone to the Yoruba Kingdom, it has gone to the North.
Why not the Southeast?
What about the Southeast? So I strongly think that at the end of the day, he might not mention the name, but let's also look at the writings of the detailing that he will give. He has not mentioned the national problems he wants the incoming presidents to solve, but from the lines, we might detect or decipher who the candidate is.
Yeah, when we're keeping our ears on the ground. And then, lastly, I'd like to add, don't we think that, you know, this Southeastern emergence of Peter Obi running for the presidency has really doused the secession agitation from the IPOP people.
Oh,
if you look,
that's a big topic. That's a big topic.
If you look at it very well, that topic has really died down.
Yes.
Yeah, because you know that Peter Obi as a person is a technocrat. He's a centralized person. He's not even somebody that you say that is playing. He's not even playing a tribe's politics. He's somebody that he has. He's versatile. He's somebody that is an international figure, and having done a lot of things in a diverse tribe and in a mixed society, he has it. He's not somebody that he's going to actually. It's not like we are saying it has to be him.
Yeah.
But looking at the whole thing and the body languages, you should know that this is somebody that should bring that centralized and unity for now. He's not a thing of tribe. He's not a thing of religion.
It's not. But I feel that, just like you were saying, that it should go from the way Obasanjo is moving. He may likely support
a lot of peace.
Yes, he may likely support a Southeasterner, which will not be out of place, because it will really bring down this agitation in the Southeast. Because, you know, the leaders of Nigeria cannot tell me that they don't know that this whole agitation is as a result of the Southeasterners feeling highly marginalized over time. Over the years.
See, Mr. Bule, I think right now, the way the country is, everybody is feeling marginalized. The South are feeling marginalized. Look at the PIA bill. Yes.
Including the Northerners.
Yes. Even the Fulanis. Yes.
Yes, the Fulanis have been talking.
The thing is, we are now looking for an all-inclusive leadership.
Sure.
Where we have something we call town hall meetings, where everybody bring what you think that should be done. And let's be realistic, the resources of the country can go round.
Very true.
Yes, it can
Very
go
true.
round and go round comfortably
Yeah.
if there is little transparency. So the truth is that when you have, the question now is, who is the perceived candidate that will bring that? So that, I'm sure that is what all these meetings are all about.
Yeah, Atiku has always
Let's
said that
just keep to it.
his major aim is to bring unity.
Oh,
unity,
yes,
unity.
that
But
is his mantra.
when
If
his
you
man,
look at it, he has his own part
That's his
because,
mantra.
he's a man that has married from all parts of this country.
it doesn't end
So
there.
that can only bring unity.
I know,
For
but-
him to unify his home,
Eh,
maybe a home where he has an Igbo wife outside, and the
Yoruba,
rest,
yeah.
he can still feel that because of that he can unify that. He has his own point.
But I'm going to ask him this question. You know, so he was just recently put to test when Wike came against him and said, "Oh, I'm aggrieved," and he has found it so difficult to come to River State to see to resolve this matter.
And that's why he flew to London.
Oh no, London is not. You see, that too has been questioned. The fact that our politicians chose London to go and settle or have all these consultation meetings. The money they spend in the UK in doing all these consultation meetings, wouldn't they have put it in our economy that is on the
put it as it's part of their vacation.
vacation?
Abia State governor on vacation.
All right, what is he vacating for? Look at his state. What is he vacating?
No, it's part of it.
He shouldn't vacate. Abia State governor should not vacate. He should stay. All right, we're going to move on to the next paper, and that will be the Nigerian News Direct. Here we saw, as the major headline there, it says 5.8 billion naira electricity debt. Stakeholders kick over sustenance of electricity supply to Togo, Niger, Benin. So Nigeria can still, give electricity supply to
Countries.
about 3 countries, while
We're in darkness. That tells you the state that the country is.
yeah. And so, they are questioning the fact that can we still sustain the supply of electricity to these 3 countries after, the challenges that our electricity sector has been facing here in Nigeria. What's your reaction to that?
Nigeria has always been playing Nine Father Abraham.
I can imagine. It's so true.
Okay,
It's
so
so true.
it's just normal that we will also give them access to
Sure.
what we don't even have in
We don't have.
quantity.
Mm.
Okay?
Buying vehicles
Ne-
to give to other countries
Aha.
and then give them good electricity.
Yes.
They're complaining of electricity coming to us, but here in Nigeria there's
What
always a shortage.
What about the Maradi rail line
I'm
to
telling
Niger
you.
Republic?
Yeah.
So Nigeria is quite complex. If we start mentioning all that, you just be wondering. But yes, Nigeria, in its real sense, should also play the father of, especially the West African nation, because we are powerful. No matter how we see it, it's just that we've been lacking in leadership in this country.
Yeah.
But when you now come to the numbers, you come to the landmass, you come to the capacity of the citizens, we are always up there.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we've not gotten the part of leadership.
It's so true. I remember what you said while you were talking, and you said our resources are adequate enough to take care of all of us. It's so true. I just remembered when you said that, I remember, but I didn't mention it. I remembered Abacha loot. I mean, the guy has been dead for how long? Almost since 1990, is it 8 or so till now? And they are still recovering loot in billions of dollars till today.
Something, I have a contrary opinion to that. Body. One of the reasons why we're recovering that is because one, he's dead. The second one is that Abacha is somebody that was going to the direction that the foreigners did not like the direction he was going. If he had played their part, I'm sure they will conceal those looks
I'm telling you.
and keep it for the family.
It's
Another
amazing.
one is that you know that these monies are investments too. Some of them are investments that are maturing, that he did in his own name, private name, or for the country, but in his own name. So at the end of the maturity, they will now, okay, we're now moving it to the country that owns it because this man is no more. 1, 2, because he didn't play to their 2. So those are the things. Let's keep it that way, because the Western world is one of the problems of Nigeria when you go into details.
But then to think of it, that much money out there, if all of those monies were recovered at once, you will see that we don't need to borrow the monies we have been
If
borrowing.
you know what they are projecting that is being stealing from oil on monthly basis.
Oh, we saw in one
So
of
you
the
know that
reports.
money is small money.
Okay, here on Nigerian News Direct, we saw the chief of naval staff saying oil theft figures outrageous, unrealistic. Is it? He said they are unrealistic.
Now, what happens here is that it's mixed. But okay, let me give you an example. You keep some money in the house, and there was a theft. And when the thief came in, he took some.
The money.
No, he took some out of it. And when he left, some other persons in the house came and took some.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you're going to push all of them to the thief.
So that thief,
That's
yeah.
why that's the statement that he's trying to mention. That yes, there is theft, but is it to that amount? No. But is this what they're declaring? Yes.
So let me take us back a little bit. During the Goodluck administration, we were pumping out 2.2 and between 2.2 and 2.3 million barrels per day. But right now we are struggling with 1 million.
Yeah.
So can you check that gap? So now
A very small peck will delist us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, if we're not careful, they will delist us.
Yes.
And that is.
We are not meeting the demands.
We're not
1.7
meeting.
million demands. We are not even
that
meeting it.
That will be very disastrous for
Now,
us.
I want us to also know that between the Goodluck Jonathan regime and now, we've done like, let's say, about 8 years since then. You now ask yourself, is it that we've not discovered more reserves? Is it that we don't have more capacity to produce more? Are you getting that? But right now, we can't not even meet the margin that we were meeting 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, till now. So that is to tell you, in a very big magnitude, these people have been stealing this oil. You cannot tell me that we cannot produce 2 million. We cannot produce 2 million. You cannot tell me that. And that's the reason, if you also check, reason why the government of today, I think, has given back the contract to Tompolo. Because back then, Tompolo was the one manning the pipelines. And we were producing over 2 million. I believe the past 10 years, Nigeria has been exploring more ways.
Yeah.
Okay? By now, we should be talking about 3 million if we sustain on the numbers.
Yeah.
But right now, 1 million, we can't even. Oh, come on. I don't want to talk too much
So over
about
the
that.
years, the sector did not grow, rather it diminished because of oil theft. And yet the naval chief officer says the figures are unrealistic. All right, we'll move on to the Vanguard newspaper, which is the last paper we'll be talking about today. And the major headline there says PDP crisis, Atiku at wits end as IU, Wike dig in. It's the same thing we started with, the crisis between Atiku and Wike and the house of PDP. But I'm just going to add and say that the PDP is running out of time and they need to solve. Yes, they need to act fast. They need to put their house together.
Because what's happening in PDP today is that you notice that they are keeping a silent defection of PDP members.
Yes.
The people that did this march on Saturday are mostly PDP members. When you look at them.
I spoke to some of them.
Yes, and if PDP members keep saying it's about candidates, it's about individuals, and they keep reducing and keep drilling down, it's going to affect the total house.
It will.
So they need to put their house in order. They need to act very fast. There is no time. There is no time. Election is February 2023. They need to act fast.
It's true. All right, Mr. Victor, you want to add to that?
Okay, I think they've also made way in Kano. Just today, Ayu, the chairman of the party, and Atiku, together with Okowa, the VP candidate, they will be welcoming Shekarau.
Yes.
Shekarau with Kano State. Shekarau actually moved to NNPP, but he now came out to say, see, NNPP they are not protecting his interest. So he's going back to his motherland.
These our politicians are something else. So it is about them. It has never been about nations building. It's not about the country. It's about them.
So one last thing. What are their selling points now? The APC.
Yeah.
The APC has strong selling point that Asiwaju Tinubu has not really moved from any party. Mind you, he has not moved. The only merged CPC, what's their name again? AD. The only merged.
Has not moved, still doesn't make him the right candidate.
No, they are just trying to tell you that, see, he's stable. Okay, he's stable in terms of the ideologies.
Very
okay,
true.
he's
Very
not moving
true.
up and down. If you check,
Even if it's a failed ideology.
oh my God,
something that leads to
he's still
failed
he's still a selling point. He's still a selling point. Look at the three
It's
major
so true.
candidates. You have the PDP, you have the Atiku, you have the Tinubu. Tinubu is the only stable person. He's more like a one-man party, like unlike the others.
It's so true. So we are really watching, and you know, all this just clearly tells you that politicians are more interested in what they can gain than what they want to give our country. At times like this, you begin to wonder what is the ideology that is pushing them. What is really the driving force for them coming out to say, I want to be the president of this country, where at one second they are here, and if the thing doesn't, please or, tilt towards their interests, they move. They keep moving from here and there. Look at Tiku. Look at Wike. He has moved. He has met with the APC presidential candidate, the Labour Party, and in his house. You know, what exactly is he meeting with all these people for? If he really wants to resolve his issue with the PDP, he should stick to resolving issues with the elders of the PDP and the presidential candidate of the PDP. Meeting with these other people just tells you that if they give him what he's asking for in the APC, he's going to pitch his tent there. If the Labour Party is willing to give that to him, he's going to pitch his tent there. So it's about interest and personal one at that. That's what I see, and that's how I see. Because if it's about nations building, by now I believe that even from the PDP, as it were, they wouldn't have thrown away zoning that is strongly entrenched in their constitution. Suddenly it didn't mean anything again because they needed an article that probably had paid more. I don't have any evidence to whether he paid more, but if you look at it, they suddenly threw away zoning and said, we're going to leave it open this time.
Probably that is the most preferred by them.
Right, you get, and then today, Peter Obi that was in, all of them are not really free from this accusation of moving from one place just to suit their interests. But then Nigerians, it's up to all of us to really look wisely, look at these candidates closely and pick and choose, because you have the total right to choose the right person come 2023, and these elections are just months away. We all need to get our PVC. I joined the march not in the interest of campaigning for the Labour Party, but of course I went there to report for the Labour Party. Though speaking with people, I could see that yes, Nigerians are really yearning for a new Nigeria. They want a change, genuine change. I keep saying that, and a lot of them had their PVCs and they are willing to come out and speak their voice. So you too, if you're out there and you're watching us and you have your PVC, make sure you come out to vote. And if you don't have your PVC yet and you've registered, once they call that these PVCs are ready, please go out and pick it up and ensure that on the voting day you're out there and you're making your vote count. Make sure you also look at the candidates. We are going to be portraying them. We've done that before. We're still working on bringing a program that will also focus on the three political, the strong forces that is the APC, the PDP, and that of the Labour Party, so that you would, for those of you that don't know these men beyond their names, Peter Obi and all of that, you get to know what they can offer you, so you can make a proper choice come 2023. That's all we'll be taking this morning, Mr. Victor and Mr. Arinze. I want to thank you all for joining me on the program today. And to our viewers, thank you so much for staying with us up to this time. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. We're on Facebook as TAP TV. On Instagram, it's TAPTV_NG, and on Twitter, it's at TAP TV. So connect with us on all of this platform. We'd love to have you join us in this very beautiful station. All right, until next time I come your way again, my name is William Tabule, and this has been the News Super Review here on TAP TV.